Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you've been listening to WMNF this morning, you know what day it is. It's Friday. Not only that, it's Friday Fun Day and Fundraising Friday. I think I just coined a new phrase. In studio with me today is, of course, our engineer, Jason Marlowe. Today sitting in, there he is. Today sitting in for John Dingfelder is his lovely Mrs. And she's over in the phone incoming calls. Lynn, say hello this morning.
Hello this morning.
There she is.
How'd I do?
You did great.
Of
course, Sean Kanan is in to tell us a little bit about what's happening here this morning.
It's great to join everyone here and to see Lynn and to see Jason and Mario. We are raising funds here for WMNF, and Down and Dirty is one of our newest shows, and we hope that you like it. And we need to see that there is support for all of our shows, including our newest shows. So give us a call right now, 813-239-9663. If you can support Down and Dirty, if you think it's important that we have shows like this on the air in Tampa Bay. They talk about important issues from all over the Bay Area, St. Pete, Tampa, Sarasota, all the important issues. If you think it's worth supporting, we need to hear from you. Here's the number to call, 813-239-9663. You can also donate on our secure website, which has been newly redesigned. It's at WMNF.org, or the WMNF app is another place that you can make a secure donation if you support great shows like Down and Dirty with John Dingfelder, Lynn, Jason, and the award-winning Mario Nunez, who just picked up a Best of the Bay award, as we talked about last week.
Don't put that pressure on me, Sean. Don't put that pressure on me.
Well done.
No, that's fine. And if I can parlay that into some contributions today, wouldn't they be fabulous? I mean, I think it's great. I think that those that have been listening attentively and have been following us and our progression and supported us certainly in the first fundraising drive. We hit our goal, surpassed our goal, and of course, there it is. And what happens a lot of times when you make your goal, as it were, then the goalpost gets moved. So it was appropriately so. And I think what Sean is suggesting, that if you'd like to show your support, and if you think we're doing a good job, and you know we're doing a good job, and you love us and you're our pals, you'll call in and throw a couple of ducats in the jar, as it were. There's a lot of different ways. Sean, you mentioned it. There's a lot of different ways that we can donate, not just by calling 813-239-9663, but other ways include?
Yeah, you can donate on the website, WMNF.org. It takes 2 or 3 minutes to fill out all the information, and you can select your thank you gift if you'd like one from the list and photos that are on our website. You can also do this on the WMNF app, which you can download from any of the stores. And one of the great gifts that we can offer you this hour only, if you call 813-239-9663, and if you make at least a $35 donation to WMNF this hour, we can send you a Down and Dirty pin that you can wear proudly on your T-shirt or on your book bag.
Am I loving that? Am I loving that pin?
Down and Dirty right here. So it's
so good.
A $35 contribution. Of course, you can, for whatever donation level you make, we have great thank you gifts. If you like our brand new T-shirt, it's a $188 contribution because it has local art on it. It's long sleeved and it has a hood as well. It's a lightweight hoodie. Give us a call for 813-239-9663.
And that pen looks so sexy on you, John. Sean, I'm going to say it right now. So remember also, there's a thing that we do here called Circle of Friends. You think Circle of Life, you think Circle of Friends. And for $5 a month, you can get a bumper sticker or a magnet. Let's just put it that way. For $16 a month, that shirt that's hanging here in the studio that Sean just alluded to, that is very, very sharp. Local artist, local art.
We'll be hearing from this artist later at 12 o'clock, by the way.
And it is a hoodie. So, hoodies are very popular in these days. People like to, pull that hood over and I guess go undercover. And
it's wonderful for the 2 months of year.
But it's a T-shirt. So, hey, if you see the kids wearing sweatshirted hoodies at the grocery store when it's 90, you can wear this to bed. I mean, this is a good-looking shirt. I got to be honest with you. We also have tumblers. We have soup mugs. We have blankets. We have it all. We have also a cozy gift pack, which is the Aztec soup bowl, which is fabulous, blanket, and an artist edition T-shirt, all for $27 a month. Join the Circle of Friends. I have my Circle of Friends sticker on my window in my car. I'm very proud of that.
Before we go too much further, I want to thank the last person who donated during Democracy Now! Last hour. Jackie Rosenthal Pandy from Clearwater with a $25 contribution is getting a WMNF refrigerator magnet and is contributing $25 and says, thank you for airing Democracy Now! The truth is more important than ever. Jackie, thank you so much for all the things you wrote to us this morning and for your donation. And thanks for listening and for being a great supporter of WMNF. Now we're looking for more supporters. Can you give us a call right now? 813-239-9663. Let's turn it over to Lynn.
Lynn was going to speak to the importance of community radio. Lynn, please.
Well, one of the things I wanted to say about this new snazzy shirt is on the back of it, it says, supporting local artists since 1979. I mean, I really think we need to think about that. This station is not just family. We support each other. We support free speech. We support real news. And it's, I hate to say, a dying breed. It's really important that if you care about all of these things, including local art, and in some way, I mean, certainly, Mario, you are a local artist, a local celeb, a local historian. People love your message and all you bring to it. I know that when John is here, he brings another source of expertise in terms of behind the scenes and know-how and how things are done, and he's been there and he's lived it. I think that it's important that we hear your voices and all the other wonderful programming, the award-winning programming on this station. I just think that it's important for our family out there to realize that this doesn't happen easily, and we need to keep the lights on and the air conditioning, which of course just needed to be revamped, all sorts of things that are out of pocket. So we need to support each other. And so hopefully people out there will hear our call for help and say, yeah, I think this program and the other programs on WMNF are really worth it, and let me donate what I can. And if you want to look snazzy in this new T-shirt or have any of the other gift items, I think that has a lovely value too.
813-239-9663. Spoken like a woman who knows of where she is speaking from. Does that make sense, Lynn?
You always make sense.
Jason, offer your words. Drop a few pearls on us, my young brother.
I mean, listen, these places, as Lynn said, let's give Lynn credit, as a local artist herself.
Yes, thank you.
We need places where people can offer truth to power, offer entertainment, offer, people a laugh, a smile, or information that can help change the way they go about their day. And this is a place that does that every day, every week, every month of every year. And if you want that to continue to exist, we're going to have to invest in it. And that requires supporting it, whether it means you buy a T-shirt or a mug or a bumper sticker that goes on the back of your car. It's just something to let people know that you support what this radio station is doing and what it offers to the greater Tampa Bay community.
813-239-9663 is the number to call. We're still looking for our very first caller to Down and Dirty, which surprises me because last time we went over goal, as Mario has mentioned earlier. Today we're looking for that as well. We're looking for people to help us to reach our $1,500 goal this hour. 813-239-9663 is how you can help us get there. Is this programming worth supporting? 813-239-9663. You can also donate on the web at WMNF.org.
Hello, my friend!
So how do we know when we've started to accumulate a little bit of scratch, as it were, Sean? Is there a tally board here? There it is. All I have to do is look right up there.
Yeah, so that screen that you're looking at, Mario, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to go into detail about this for our listeners,
right,
but
because
we'll
they can't
show
see
us
it.
Whenever there's a phone call.
Okay.
And
we
right
have
now,
a call. We have a call.
Don't have a call right now.
No, we do have a call.
Oh, we have it on a call-in
there's
line.
There's somebody who's calling in to talk on the air.
There we go.
Somebody you might know.
Somebody we might know.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's see who it is. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us who you are and tell us where you're calling from. Should I do a voice right about now? Because I can do a voice.
He's there.
I know.
It's on hold.
We can almost hear him.
Do I need to unhold him?
Here we go.
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there he is. Caller?
Hey, this is John Dingfelder from
Well, of course it is.
Florida.
Of course. Hi, John. The Circle of Friends is closed now. Hey, listen, tell us what's happening with you in your world. We know what's happening, but you can share what you can share.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I can't be there for pledge. Mother has a doctor's appointment. She's not feeling good. 93-year-old Adele Baden. So anyway, we are driving to the doctor's office, and I'm sorry I can't be there. But I do want to urge our listeners to please give us a call. Throw us your shekels or your, what did you call it before, Mario?
Little scratch.
Rubles.
Scratch. Yeah, throw us a little scratch.
Yen.
And help the radio station and help support our show. Lenny, thanks for subbing in for me today. And is Jason there today?
I am. Can you not hear my dulcet tones?
President accounted for.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate all you guys, and I just wanted to call in, and I'm actually gonna call back a little later with our donation during the show, and we're going to support our show, and I hope everybody else does too.
Well, thanks so much, John. It's very good to hear from you. Hope everything turns out well with your doctor's appointment with your mother. So thanks so much for joining us. And if you heard John talk about supporting this show, Down and Dirty, if you can do that with your phone call at 813-239-9663 or WMNF.org. If you make a donation, you can get a thank you gift. If you make a $100 donation, you can get one of our Bob Dylan USB thumb drives from Pacifica Radio Archives that has more than 6 hours of Bob Dylan music and interviews that you haven't heard before.
That sounds great.
Going all the way back to WBAI, Pacifica Radio in New York City in 1962. There was an early recording of Blowing in the Wind that Bob did live there in WBAI. In March of 62, there was a performance by Bob Dylan singing 10 songs and chatting in between at WBAI, and 5 more hours of this that we don't have time to go into talk about all of it. But for a $100 donation to community radio, you can get this Bob Dylan USB thumb drive with unreleased Pacifica Radio Archives footage all the way up from 62 to 2000. Give us a call right now, 813-239-9663. We have one caller. I hope they're making a donation to Down and Dirty, but we're looking for your donation as well. Will you be the first person to call in and show your support for Down and Dirty? You can also make a donation at WMNF.org.
You know, WMNF helps our community grow in so many ways. It's more than all the great programming you hear on the air. We are a community of volunteers who support each other. For instance, WMNF worked with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tampa Bay, teaching students how to create their own podcasts. They learned the entire process from taking a spark of an idea and turning it into an idea of a final production for listeners to stream. Help us at WMNF, and it's not just our show. Of course, today this is our hour to do our business. Yeah, but everything that you contribute to this show, it spills over. We make our goal, we go over our goal, we share with every other production team here at WMNF to make it happen. Community radio, I guess, you know, when you stop and think about it, it's complete. We are the independent voice. We are your voice. And we are independent because it's your support that keeps and sustains us.
And the other thing I think people should understand is that we're all volunteers. Yes, there's a small, hardworking staff here 24/7, but a lot of us who program, whether it's music or shows like this one, it's a volunteer effort. We do it because we love the community, because we want to bring information to you that you might not otherwise have. I think this is a good time, Mario, to talk about some of the shows that you guys have done that have been so successful and so popular. I mean, usually the phones are lit up. Talk about some of the special guests that you've had into the studio. I know you had Joe Howden, and who did he bring in?
He brought Daryl Shaw in.
How big was that?
And Daryl Shaw, you know, if you know a little bit about Daryl Shaw, he
doesn't do this.
I don't want to say he's a recluse, because he's certainly not that. But he doesn't share necessarily his time in the public square, in the public forum, like he did with us. And it was an intimate conversation with him. And I think, you know, a lot of people, we heard from some of our friends that said, hey, you know, you kind of handled him with kid gloves. I said, no, I think we pressed him where we needed to press him, but you didn't want to be disrespectful. We wanted to honor his time, certainly.
But the other thing that people need to know is that these aren't one and done. That if people missed that wonderful show, they can go and listen to it because these shows are online. Just go to Down and Dirty on WMNF.
All archived.
And they're all archived. So if you missed any shows or want to hear it again for some reason or send it to someone else, it's there and available to you. So these are things that keep on giving, if you will. So we had Daryl on. We've had Mario. You did a wonderful thing on baseball. I know how much you love that, and you talked about the stadium. We're talking about issues, pocketbook issues, development issues, behind the scene issues, that this show is kind of different from all others because not only do you get the big names on, you dig deeper. You do go down and dirty, and you do ask tough questions. So I think that it's interesting that we need to ask for outside support to be able to keep on this type of questioning and this type of programming.
That's the functioning of community radio. That's how it works. We listen to this all the time, and we maybe don't connect those dots, but that's exactly how this works. Sean, did we have a contribution? We're
still waiting for our first Down and Dirty contribution. This is a donation that came in through the tip jar on WMNF.org,
That's
and
nice.
it's for Democracy Now! For the last show. So we're still waiting to hear from our first Down and Dirty donor. Maybe that will be you. Are you a supporter of this show? Give us a call, 813-239-9663. You can donate on the web at WMNF.org or on the WMNF app. But I do want to thank Bob and Ann from Brooksville with their $50 contribution supporting Democracy Now! So thank you so much to those donors. Now it's your turn to be the first person to call in and support Down and Dirty this drive, 813-239-9663 or WMNF.org.
We may be slow out of the box, Sean, but we're going to close hard.
right.
I got a feeling we're going to close hard. And you can give us your name, certainly tell us who you are, or you can remain anonymous.
Anonymous.
Easy for you to say.
Anonymous.
You can remain anonymous. Because, our former president couldn't pronounce that word either. I guess I can't either this morning. Jason, you got any more tunes there for us? Something else that'll get us in the mood to maybe share a few of your hard-earned dollars to keep community radio vibrant? I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to. I do. I certainly do. And I'm part of that circle of friends. It's what makes... The Mighty Mighty OJs. Am I correct on that?
Indeed.
That's right.
Indeed it is.
That was a good one.
Solid. So 813-239-9663. If you'd like to text us, you can text us. But first of all, pick up the phone and show us a little bit of love, because you know what? It's getting to the bottom of the hour, and Sean, Sean's left the room. He's frustrated.
The other thing people can do is they can email us, dj@WMNF, .org. If you have any ideas for people you want to hear on the air, or any topics that you think are important, we're open to your ideas as well. We know a whole lot of people, and we'd love to bring them into the studio, and let's get down and dirty and find out behind the scenes stuff. So email us with your comments about the show or with your ideas, dj@WMNF.org. And of course, a donation would be great. But more than that, connect
Participation,
with us.
participation.
Connect with us. This is your show, too. This isn't our show. This is your show.
And Sean, isn't it possible that if our listeners would like to participate with us, even in studio, is this just for the music shows?
Yeah, we don't have guest hosts for public affairs shows because I think that our public affairs shows have a kind of a responsibility to
their own content, right?
Yeah, to making the content broad appeal. And so
Correct.
Your expertise, which kinds of guests and which kinds of topics to bring on. And so everyone loves music. Everyone has their own musical taste. And so bringing on a guest host on a music show, that's completely different,
sense.
I think, than bringing on someone who might not have the expertise that people like John Dingfelder and Mario Nunez have to pick out guests and topics.
I got you. But it is kind of exciting to think that you could make a contribution to one of the other shows and to this show as well, and come in and guest DJ. 813-239-9663. Call in. give us a few of your.
Show us some love.
Yeah, show us some love. We're ready. We're ready.
You know, Mario, at a time where the arts are so much under attack, we have
100%.
We have books being banned. We're being told what our children can hear and read and learn. You know, if that really insults you, if you find that offensive, then this is where you need to not just have a voice, but show your support, because we're not doing that. We're saying, all right, we're going to read those books and we're going to talk about these topics that are supposedly banned. At a time where news media is being attacked and called names, WMNF is solid in the news and the information it brings to you. And you need to show your support and help sustain us so that we can keep that message going.
And the way that you can help sustain us is with your financial contribution. And there's lots of ways you can do that. You can call in at 813-239-9663. You can make a donation on our secure website, which is WMNF.org, or you can go to the WMNF app and make a donation there. And not everyone can make a financial contribution. Some of our community partners have donated food. For example, I want to thank WMNF volunteer member supporter and phone bank volunteer Jim Shirk. He baked breakfast quiche cups for the volunteers and staff taking the pledges this morning. So thank you, Jim, for that. Also, I want to thank WMNF listeners and supporters, the Brothers Potts and Herb Hobby Shop, located at 700 St. Petersburg Drive in Oldsmar, who made a donation from Jameson B. Dojo. So thank you for feeding our grateful volunteers, Andrew, and being so generous to WMNF. So thank you to people who are donating food to our volunteers. Thank you for everyone who is actually here volunteering, like the people you hear on the mic besides me, all volunteers, and all the people in the phone bank volunteer room who are volunteers answering your phones. Thank you to our volunteers. If you can't volunteer, if you can't donate food, maybe you can donate money to support WMNF Community Radio. And here's how you can do that. You can go to WMNF.org and make a donation there, or you can go to the WMNF app, or if you'd like to talk to one of our great phone bank volunteers, call us at 813-239-9663.
They're sitting there, standing by, waiting to take your call. And I think that's a great point, because people, in-kind donations also provide us with the fuel, if you will, to keep the lights on and to keep the wheels turning. The cash, the money, the charitable contributions all add up. But so too does the food and the drink that is donated to the volunteers. I don't know about you, Jason, but I'm a volunteer. Are you a volunteer?
Yeah. I'm not a Tennessee volunteer.
No, that's a different kind of volunteer.
It is a different kind of volunteer.
And I wonder if we were doing the show in Tennessee, how the people would react
They would want us to play Rocky Top.
Yeah,
Mario,
yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about some of the other shows you've done and remind people the value of this show and how we're different. Some of the other guests that you've had in the studio that have been wonderful.
Let's do some name dropping.
Yeah,
drop them, Jason.
Listen, we've had, in just the limited time we've been here now since June, we've had Councilwoman Lynn Hertek, we've had Councilman Guido Maniscalco, Pat Manteca of La Gazzetta, and Gene Sedet of La Gazzetta now several times. We've had the Honorable Mary Ella Smith, the Honorable Kimberly Overman. I mean, we have a number of elected officials.
County Commissioner Pat Kemp.
Yeah, Pat Kemp. City Councilman Bill Carlson. We have been bringing you constantly, week to week, the kind of programming that, frankly, very few other folks are going to be able to bring you the kind of access to, and we're really, really proud of that. And that's why we're here every Friday at 10 as volunteers, as Mario so put it.
Grateful for the connections that we have in the community, because those are the kinds of conversations, when you're talking about things like millage increases and taxes and things for public service and land appropriations and things of that ilk. If you don't get the explanation here, where else, you have to, I guess you've got to dig and scratch around and try to find it on the internet. But when you hear it straight from the source, that's kind of cool. I know that it feels like maybe it's all a little too short-sighted, or maybe it's a little in our backyard, but that's where we live. And if we're giving you information here about the things, all the machinations in Tampa and the goings on behind the scenes, so to speak, with city government, That's what's happening in Pasco County also. That's what's happening in Manatee and Sarasota. They all have city council members. They all have county commissioners. It all works kind of the same. So we're hopeful that the explanations that we give you in the peek under the curtain, so to speak, or behind the curtain, is helpful in many ways.
Mario, speaking about behind the curtain, we have a special guest caller who wants to talk to us about the importance of WMNF and why he listens.
Caller, please share your thoughts.
Go ahead.
Go.
Caller, are you there?
Oh, is that me?
That is you. That's very much you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I didn't know if you guys. Hey, guys, this is Louis Vieira. How's everybody?
Hey, Luis.
What's going on, guys? Everybody good?
We're good. We're raising funds today because that's what we do here at Community Radio. You know, we need the support of the community to sustain us here.
And
are you calling to help sustain us?
We need you on at 10 o'clock so we
Yes,
can
we
talk
do.
Community Safety Master Plan.
Amen. And you know, the WMNF is so important in community radio because we have to make sure to get the word out on
There you go.
local government, especially these days when we're having more and more media sources that aren't as robust as they used to be. It's important to shine a light on people like me, on people who are in elected office, to make sure that when we make a decision that people know about it, either to support us or to hold us accountable for maybe making a mistake. God only knows.
And you know how hard it is to raise money, Louis. As a politician, you know that asking isn't easy, but it's all for a very special purpose.
Amen. Yep. And again, WMNF always does a great job in getting the word out and making sure that people are educated, because we know that in local government, your life is affected in state government, federal, but especially in local government. That's where literally the rubber hits the road.
Yeah, I mean, whether or not the house next to you gets lot split into multiple homes, and that stuff is literally done by you guys every Thursday.
Yep. Amen. It's very important, and things that we do, the school board does, the county commission does, et cetera. These are things that acutely affect the lives of everyday residents, with things like transportation, things like public safety, things like access to parks and whatnot. All very, very important planning issues.
And the other thing I want to add is, Louis, you've been kind enough to be a guest on the show, and there has to be an importance to be able to have, I want to say, an open mic or an open air for you to be able to convey ideas or what's coming up at council and things like that. So here, this is also a way of speech for you to connect with the community all the more. So it's not just that they're watching you on government access television or YouTube or whatever, but it gives you an opportunity to do more than just a soundbite. Don't you agree?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. It's important for elected officials from all different legislative and other bodies to come on and talk about what's going on, because, again, that's how you can hold people accountable. That's the big idea here in government, is that we want to hold our elected officials accountable at the ballot box and during those terms, whether they're 2-year terms or 4-year terms or whatever. And part of holding them accountable is putting a mic in front of their face and going, hey,
and asking
what
the
are
questions
you doing right now?
Right.
What are you doing right now?
And it's beyond the soundbite. And that's what I love about this place. It's beyond the soundbite. It's not the cute, contrived, speech. It's a conversation, and it's two-way. It's like when we ask people to call in or email with their ideas or their questions, it's a conversation, and it's a part of the community or the family. And so we appreciate not only your calling, but your being a part of this and also helping support a show like Down and Dirty. Yep, amen. No, it's always my pleasure. And again, Down and Dirty gets down and dirty in getting the word out on what's happening, and gives, again, puts the microphone in front of people and allows them to express their ideas on what's happening.
If you're interested in helping us this morning raise a little bit of funding, 813-239-9663. Join the conversation. Help us make our goal today, because, you know, when the door opens up and that little yellow piece of paper, you guys don't know this, but this is how it works. There's a little down and dirty behind the scenes.
Oh,
and,
down
and,
dirty.
and a little yellow piece of paper is handed over to Sean. And then Sean gets a big smile on his face and he reads that information. But when the door doesn't open up, Sean is he's tapping his pen and he's wondering what's happening. He keeps looking up at the monitor going, why aren't there any calls coming in? And
Little frowny face.
Little frowny face. And I promised myself today I wasn't going to grovel. No groveling. I wasn't going to grovel or beg.
Oh, grovel.
But as it gets to 25 minutes till the end of our show, I'm starting to grovel. I'm starting to beg a little bit. And I don't mind doing it because, listen, I love doing this show. We love doing this show, John, Jason, myself, Lynn, and we want to continue to do so. And I really don't know, because this is our first walk down the road. I don't know what happens when you don't make your goal. I don't know if they give you
They
30 lashes.
execute you.
I don't know if they give you 30 lashes. I don't know if they take your parking pass away or they restrict you from coming in the building. But I don't want to see that happen.
They put you against the wall.
Yeah, I
two
don't
in
want
the
to see
back of the
El
head.
Paradón. I don't want to see that happen. So this might be the time for us to start groveling a little bit. And I know you're out there listening, the friends that listen every Friday. And look, I get it. I get it.
Mario, say thank you to our city councilman and for his valuable time and for calling in.
Luis, thank you. And I'm so sorry. I should have said that earlier because I went off on a little bit of a rant. Luisito, we're going to have you on the show. Councilman, we're going to have you on the show very, very shortly. Thank you for your time. What I was about to conclude there is just to say that we do this with love in our hearts. We come here each and every week, hopefully to educate you and inform you and perhaps entertain you a little bit. And we bring you, people from the local area, celebrities, yes, but more important than that, public servants, right? People that we feel like you need to hear from. We're always open, as Lynn just suggested a little bit ago, to hear from you in the community. If you would like us to interview certain people, if you would like to be a part of that conversation.
Yeah, there might be an issue that really bugs you that you want to know more about. Let us know. Maybe we can make a phone call and get those people on the air to answer your questions. I mean, that's what it's all about.
So
we're all in this
yellow
together.
papers are appearing, and Sean is smiling.
Oh, good.
We do have yellow papers, and I want to thank for the first donations to Down and Dirty.
Come
Hopefully
on.
not the last. Well, let's get some more. Stephen from Plant City is donating $26.25. Is getting a WMNF bumper sticker and says, keep doing what you're doing. Stay centered left is what this Stephen is saying. George McDowell from Land O'Lakes is contributing $52.50 and says, from Pat and Doug McDowell, supporting because of concern about local issues and a walk down memory lane. So thank you for those great donations. We're part of the way there. We still have about $1,400 to raise.
Ouch.
We can do that.
Yes,
With
of
your
course we
help.
can. Of course we can.
813-239-9663. If you can go to your phone and make that call, or go to the WMNF.org website and make your secure donation there. Down and Dirty is looking for support for the shows and the guests and the topics that they bring up on here at 10 o'clock on Friday mornings on Down and Dirty. Jason, Lynn, Mario, John, and all the others, 813-239.
A cast of thousands.
Exactly. 813-239-9663 or WMNF.org is how you can show your support.
Thank you.
Sean and Mario, we
Yes.
have another caller, a celebrity caller, talking about hopefully the importance of WMNF and why she listens.
Caller, thank you so much for calling in this morning.
Hi, it's Councilwoman Lynn Hertak. How are y'all today?
Hey, Lynn.
Hey.
Hello, Councilwoman. Thank you for calling.
Yay.
Absolutely, absolutely. I absolutely love public radio. So important to our listeners, especially as traditional media like newspapers and, unfortunately, even some local television news. It's just not as focused on, I would say, Tampa City issues as it had been in the past. So I think that public radio is an absolutely fabulous way to get that information.
And we only do this not that long. We do this 7 days out of the 365 days of the year. So it's not like we're dunning people or nagging people or ragging people all week, every week. It's just, we have to do this because this particular forum relies on the charity and the contributions of the community and its involvement. And thank you so much, Lynn, for calling in this morning and for being a guest on our show. We hope to have you back. And
That's right. She has been a guest, and she's brought out issues and talked beyond the soundbite, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very, very valuable housing conversation that, only somebody like Lynn can really bring you because she's there every Thursday fighting for the issues and knowing the issues and learning them. And so we've had the privilege of having her in the studio, and we'll hopefully have the privilege of having her again if you buy things that we're asking you to buy.
Absolutely. Anytime, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to call in. And I'm really hoping that people join in to support public radio. It truly is a community treasure, and our community wouldn't be as strong without it.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you
Truly,
so
thank you
very
so
much.
So, Mario, I
Yes.
know how you love the nostalgia and the way back when. I'm going to take you back in time when I was a reporter back in the 80s when we had 3 stations on the air in this market. I know you remember it all too well. And back then I worked at 2 stations. I was at TSP at Channel 10 and then went over to WTVT. Big 13, where news came first. And, my beat, ironically, was Tampa City Council. That was back in the day when they actually assigned a reporter to covering city government. And I was there and I got a lot of good stories and made a lot of good contacts. I always thought it was pretty ironic that years later I married a man who then ran for
and sat on that council that you covered.
Yeah, for sure. But the point is, back then there were 3 stations, and that's what you had, and there was a dedication to by local media to covering this. And we had the Tampa Tribune, remember, and we had the Tampa Times. We had other media forms. It's slim pickings now. And I want to say that WMNF, Creative Loafing, La Gazzetta, the Tampa Bay Times, that's all we got. And if it's about community and honesty and really good coverage, I think MNF is where it's at.
And I think people need to ask themselves, how much is this forum worth? How much is this forum? I know I listen to Amy Goodman as well as all the other shows here at WMNF. It's our responsibility to be a part of the family and do just that. So whenever we're driving around, whether it's listening to the local DJs that spin their records, or especially the public service, the public shows like we do, where conversation is ruling the airwaves, as it were. So if this is important, and how can it not be? You make such a terrific point, Lynn, that we are under attack now. It's
Totally.
It's not foreign. It's not outside the lines to say that.
The killer is inside the house.
He's upstairs, and the call's coming from inside the house. So, we try to do this each and every week to keep you informed and updated. And this is your time to show us that you appreciate us, because if not, and I hasten to say this, I don't know what happens. I don't know if we get called into the office and the Turk tells us, hey, bring us your playbook. Bring your playbook, man.
Mario?
You're being traded.
We have another guest caller.
Okay.
Wonderful.
People might recognize her voice. She's an amazing public servant, and I will admit, a very good friend. Why don't you give her an intro, Mario?
Okay, well, caller, I don't know who you are, but I'm thinking that I know who it is. But caller, introduce yourself, because I didn't get the heads up on this. Go ahead, caller. Thank you.
County Commissioner Pat Kemp.
I thought it might be. Hi, Pat. Good morning,
Yay.
Commissioner. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I forgot about
Standing ovation.
It's such a good, so good to hear you, Lynn, on the radio.
Oh, honey,
Got
thank you.
in there today, huh?
Thank you. No, John had to take his mom. We had some little emergency stuff, so she's at the doctor right now, and he was pretty upset that he couldn't be here, so I'm the backup plan.
But he did call in. From a
called
remote
in.
location.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a little worried. My mother-in-law is 93 years old, and it's difficult. We caretake the young ones, and we caretake the older ones, and so that's where he is today. And I apologize for that. But
No, you're nobody's backup plan, Lynn.
thank you.
Here you go.
Tell Adele I'm thinking about her.
Thank you so much. But Pat, you're no stranger to MNF. I mean, your history is strong and your passion. I always love hearing you on the air. You bring in energy and excitement, and the knowledge you have is just, I'm so in awe of all you do and your community work over the years, whether it's as an elected person or behind the scenes. You've really done so much, and for that I'm grateful and proud to call you a friend. But thanks for always supporting MNF. Why do you think it's important that people need to listen and support us?
Well, I just want to say the same to you, and your commitment to this community has always been so clear and enduring. So, and thank you. And so many people, as was just said so well, volunteers that come in every week and do shows like this one, but also I think the voice, especially of our public affairs shows like these. First of all, the local isn't there almost any place in the country, and if it is, it's not kind of as open as MNF is to all these different voices that MNF brings in by the literally more than 100 volunteers that do programming, but also keep the station going in so many important ways.
That's right.
And that voice that MNF provides now in these talk shows and news and information, it is, as was said before, the killer's in the house. It is more important than ever. This voice, the voice that MNF, it's always been important. It's always been significant. It's always been there, but it is more important than ever right now when we are so under siege. Like MNF started in 1979. I think this is probably the worst it's ever been in this listening area for the kinds of pushback that's going on. It's more serious than pushback. I mean, the the fascism that's out there.
It's really scary.
Yeah, I mean, the killer is in your hallway, Commissioner. Like that's
he's not just in the house. He's moving.
Not just in the house. The killer is literally down the hall.
He's got his hands on the doorknob.
Her name is Donna Cameron Zepeda.
Okay, all right. You heard it here first. So
this is down and dirty. Like we don't pull punches in this arena.
813-239-9663. This is like the little. You remember at Lowry Park when you had the chicken that you drop a quarter in there or a dime, and the chicken would come out, and for a little bit of feed, he'd go plinky plinky plinky, and he'd walk across the piano like he was playing the piano. Well, if you remember that, so those of you that just said, "Oh my God, what is Mario talking about?" Let me just tell you that what I'm saying is we feel like this morning we are the chicken, and we need you to drop a few
roosters.
Gallos, baby. We need you to drop a few ducats in the can so that we can continue to keep these mics open. Because I'm looking at Sean, and Sean's like he's shaking his head. He's looking at me like Dick Butkus, rest in peace. We lost him yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
Who used to look across the line at the quarterback saying, "I'm going to eat you alive." Okay, so that's what's happening. I'm getting that vibe from Sean.
The only other thing I want to say while we still have Pat on the air,
yes, Pat,
Commissioner, is that just a couple weeks ago, didn't you have a real crisis at Hillsborough County Commission where they were diverting funding for the arts? I mean, for our listeners who care about public art and artists and supporting the arts, and here we are, here's another ugly weapon of people taking money away and putting it elsewhere. Doesn't that speak to the need for a place like WMNF?
It certainly does, and for us to all support it. And yes, there was. We managed to avert cutting to the arts at least at this time. There are significant threats to that, but there's also we did suffer a huge amount of cut to our affordable housing program that only just started 4 years ago, and it went from $10 million to $2 million this year, and may not last for much longer. But also, the not-for-profits are very much on the chopping block, and so that remains to be seen how that moves forward. But all of those things that I think to many MNF listeners are near and dear are all things that are happening in this community, and serve this community in so many rich and wonderful ways, like MNF does. And I was thinking for years, and I don't know if you've talked about this, but I've been a Circle of Friends member, and I think you can still do it for $5 a month or $10 a month. An easy way, and you don't really have to think about it. And that's really a great way to support MNF and just keep the radio station moving along. So there might be a few people out there that want to call in and support today as part of a circle of friends.
Commissioner, I have an idea.
That's a great
As
idea.
you're mentioning the circle of
Thank you.
friends, for $10 a month, not only will you get a tumbler, a 20-ounce, very, very unique and functional tumbler, but I tell you what, for any amount of donation, if you'll join the circle of friends, and I won't say any amount. For what I'm about to offer, it's going to take a little bit more than just any amount. You want to come strong, you want to come correct, and put $20 a month or even $50 a month on your circle of friends commitment. I tell you what, either Mario, Jason, John, or all three of us will come out to your house and we will put that sticker on your car. All right?
do it.
And we might bring cafe con leche with us. So hey,
I will
there's an
not be
offer.
bringing cafe
There's
con
an
leche
offer.
with
You that's all right, young whippersnapper. We'll drink your portion. But listen, that's an offer you can't refuse. So this is the time to do that. We're going to finish up strong. We've got about 15 minutes left in the show, and we need to hear from you. This is a good time to do it. So if you appreciate the sounds of our voices, which all vary, right? Because Lynn's got a beautiful voice. Jason's got a strong
dulcet
voice.
tones.
I can't stand my voice in my own headset, but I've been told it's very unique and it's nice also.
We love it. We love it.
So, and Sean, my goodness. So all we're saying is this might be the time to pick up the phone. If you've been waiting this whole hour, this is the time to do it. Go ahead and grab that phone, 813-239-9663, and we certainly appreciate
And you know
it.
what's interesting, Mario, is some of the calls we have taken, some of the voices, the additional voices you've heard on the air today from wonderful elected officials. How many times do you hear elected officials saying, thank you, or wanting media? These people are calling because they know that this is real and what MNF does is important. And I think that if you really stop and think about the importance of what these people are saying, these are the people you've put into elected office that you trust, and now they're telling you, please trust MNF and keep shows like Down and Dirty on the air. By the way, we've got another call. Hold on, I'm going to grab it.
And we've got some yellow papers that just came in as well.
Yeah, we do. We have an anonymous donation. Thank you so much to Anonymous from Lakeland with a $20 contribution.
Hey.
Thank you, Lakeland.
And says, I love the 60s show, but I also love what you're talking about on Down and Dirty today. So thank you for that, Anonymous in Lakeland.
Thank you, Lakeland.
Also, we have a $25 donation from Rosemary Smith in Tampa. They're getting the WMNF refrigerator magnet. So thank you for that donation. And we have a $100 donation that comes in from William Carlson in Tampa. So thank you,
I think we might know William Carlson.
Yeah, I believe we are familiar with Mr. Carlson.
Thank you one and all for those donations. You see how it is, man. Now with about 8 minutes to go, and we're finally hitting our stride, and the callers are coming in.
We're
Thank you.
late bloomers. We're like Seabiscuit, man.
Mario?
We lagged behind.
One second,
Jason,
Lena.
we have Tampa City Councilman Bill Carlson on the line now.
Hey, look at that.
Councilman, you're there? Talk to us. We appreciate you. Thank you. We just read your name over the air. Thank you, Sean,
Yeah,
for reading
thanks for your help.
for the donations. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, I figured since you all have a celebrity day, Lynn Dingfelder, I have to support the effort. And best wishes to John's mom, by the way.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You guys are great. And I don't know how much time you have, but just to let everybody know, the reason why programs like this are on community radio is because it might not make commercial sense to be on commercial radio. And so unless we support it, we won't have it. So as others said, this is our community town hall where we get asked any question that anybody wants to ask. And we need these forums to reach more people because folks need to be involved in their government.
Corporate radio doesn't get down and dirty, but we do here.
We love it that way. Thank you, Councilman, for your call. We certainly appreciate your support.
And you know, Councilman Carlson knows how hard it is to raise money. I mean, politicians have to do that all the time to sustain campaigns. And this is a campaign to keep a show on the air that wants to speak truth and wants to tell you and give people like Councilman Carlson and Councilwoman Lynn Hertak and County Commissioner Pat Kemp, all these wonderful people, their voice. And I love that concept of a community town hall. That's really awesome that you guys can talk back and also get the feedback from others, which I know you do in the field anyhow. But isn't it nice to have this public forum?
Yeah, the more people that are involved, the more people that learn about what's going on, hopefully the more they'll vote, first of all. And then the more they'll get involved in letting us know what they think. Any idea from the public is a good idea. We need to hear all your different feedback and ideas. And if anybody watched the budget process, you'll see that some of the best budget cut ideas came from citizens because they scoured the budget themselves. So we need your help to make sure we have good government and that we're accountable.
We have more yellow papers. I'm excited because yellow papers make, Sean smile, and when he smiles, we smile.
We do. So right now, when I thank this person, we'll have raised $300 toward our $1,500 goal. So we still need to raise $1,200 between now and the top of the hour. So
come on, you guys.
Minutes.
Come on.
And the way that you can do that is by donating at WMNF.org or calling 813-239-9663. This $100 donation is from Tampa, and it's from John and Lynn Marvin Dingfelder. So thank you very much, John and Lynn, for that $100 donation.
Thank you so much, one and all. And listen, let's finish strong, you guys. It's not running to the tape, but running through the tape. And let's go ahead and pick up the phones. Your cell phone's right there. It's just right next to you.
And thank you, Councilman Carlson,
Thank
for
you
your
indeed.
donation and for calling in.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you all. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you. So this is what we do. This is what we have to do 7 days out of the year. And again, I get excited on Thursday evenings because Friday morning I know I'm going to be in studio with
That
my
is
pals.
correct.
And we really do enjoy doing this. If we're doing a good job, let us know. Give us a little donation, 813-239-9663. If we're not, we're going to know it because we're going to come up woefully shy of our goal, and then we'll be put on double secret probation. Probably we'll
Double secret probation.
and they'll be saying, okay, we can let you, one mulligan. You get one mulligan, pal, and then if you don't make your goal the next time, you get washed out. We don't want that to happen.
Mario, what was your favorite show that you've done so far to date? And Jason, what comes to mind when you think about Down and Dirty?
Jason, you first.
I'll say frankly, I really, really loved the episode we had with Commissioner Nikki Fried, who's now the chair of the Florida Democratic Party.
That was powerful.
We got to get down and dirty about agriculture and about the state of politics across the state. That was pretty fantastic. I don't know a lot of shows that are able to bring you that kind of connection from somebody who's been a state official right here into this studio, into your home or radio or car, wherever you're listening.
I like the show that we celebrated with our African American community leaders.
Oh, that's right. We had Fred Hearns and James Ranson,
which was an amazing show.
That was a wonderful show.
I also liked the show. Well, Orestes de Estrada was talking to us a little bit about the most recent machinations with Tampa Bay Rays and the stadium issue, which is always a hotly contested hot potato back and forth.
And I know if Johnny were here, he'd talk about his Save the Whales show,
which was good too. That was a good back and forth. I remember that show.
Very good. We packed the studio. We had 5 or 6 people in a couple times. And one of them was Pasco County. We had officials in talking about growth. Remember?
Yeah, Zephyr Hills. We had the Honorable Mary Ella Smith, who is
wonderful,
always wonderful human being.
Yeah.
I like the show that we did with our labor leaders as well when we were talking about unions.
That was powerful for
my
Labor
good friend
Day.
Jim Chinecko.
That was a great show, guys. I really enjoyed that one.
If you would like to see us continue in this path, and we hope that you do, we hope that you're feeling the love this morning from us, and we'd like to feel the love from you coming back.
I think that's important.
It's very reciprocal.
I think it's important to remind people of the type of shows we're doing and the guests we have on and why we're different from other shows. And that's why I'm asking you to reflect and think about some of the wonderful people we've had on the air, to remind people that this show has a very special voice and a very special niche, if you will. Now, one of my favorite shows, and I love he's a repeat guest, and of course I've got a bias because I followed him around for a while, is Patrick Manteiga, and having him on the air in terms of talking about La Gazzetta.
He ain't pulling no punches. Patrick ain't pulling no punches, and he knows the definition of down and dirty.
He is, for sure. And that's always been fun to have him on. And you know what? There is a lineup of guests that I will not share right now, but we've got some really great shows planned. But we need your help to be able to do that, to just stay on the air and to keep the lights on and pay the wonderful staff here and do what's necessary to keep the building healthy.
And we do understand also that people are listening right now. Some of them may be driving and they don't have the ability to just pull over and make that donation, but you can do it at any time.
Drive here right now. Stop where you are going.
You can make that donation at any time,
and
even after the show.
Yes, but when they do, if they will say that it's for Down and Dirty, it's brownie points for us. So that's helpful. And you know what? I'm going to say, do it for Johnny's mom. Okay, he couldn't be here today because he had to take her to the doctor, but let's show some support and let's show some family. So if you care about us as a community and us as a family, then think about Down and Dirty and show some love.
We are, in essence, WMNF, and by we, I include you, the listening audience as well. We are here, but for the grace of your donations and your kindness, and we reflect you.
You know, we have about a minute to go in the show, and so you're listening to WMNF Tampa, and we have 2 people on the line. I hope those are donations for this show. If they are, it's likely we might only need $1,000. So if there's someone out there who can make a generous $1,000 donation to support Down and Dirty, it would help to meet the goal. Give us a call right now, 813-239-9663 or WMNF.org.
We're going to go right up until the end of the show. I think we're going to do that. So
let's say thank you. Let's say thank you to the listeners.
They're
whether
here.
you've called in or not, we know that you're out there, and I hope you know that we care. We care about what you want to hear. We care about our community, and we hope that you value the volunteer time that we put into this.
And I know that $1,000 may seem like a lot.
It does.
But really, to someone out there with the capacity and the means, it's truly not. So more yellow papers are coming in.
Give us your money.
We're grateful. We got about 15 seconds.
Let me quickly say that we got a $26 donation from Keith Sedita.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you so much
How
from
sweet.
Tampa.
Who has, he's a wonderful person.
We'll be here next week, you guys. Thank you so much, and continue to support WMNF. Continue to give. Thank you. We love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.